Well, you see, there again, the society tell us not to drink the milk of our mother. I remember 40 years ago, 1960, 1964, Nestle milk made billions of dollars off of Africa. They send the missionaries, they send the nutritionists and told the African woman, do not feed your child your breast. Feed your child this Nestle milk. So all those African leaders in power now, you know what they were red on and red with? Nestle milk. So I go to Africa looking like a fool, trying to make this man get some sense in his head. When there aren't one African leader that have that. The only man are making some kind of reservation for is Mugabe. Right. Milk of an animal is what they gave us. Animals does not let other animals feed their cubs unless they are from the same gene. But we so-called intelligent people, Homo sapiens, educated professionals, we give our children the milk of a cow. But the milk of the woman, which is comparable with us, that nourishes ourselves because it is compatible. Not an animal. How could I be compatible with an animal? But all the religions give us milk and give us cheese. And then we blow in our nose. Our vagina is dripping and so our penis. Our ears are clogged. Our eyes are clogged and dripping sometimes because no one came with the message. So the brother asked a question about the milk, which is very important. Because the milk that we get from our mother's breast strengthens our immune system. I was a breastfed child up until what? 4 years of age. But when I came to America, I began to eat this stuff and I went into a state that was uncomfortable. But when I got away, here I am again. Never to go back on the garbage. Oh, no, I love it. The rice and the beans. And the pork chop. And the wieners. And the cheese. And I used to like this lamb. You know lamb? When you fry lamb, and you put it down for about an hour, it gets white on top. Lanolin is on top of it. Yes, the religions ask us to eat it because it's good.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tania Michelle, and today we are going to talk about dairy and PCOS. When you take a look at the diet of a woman that suffers from PCOS, you're more than likely going to hear, I love milk, I love cheese, I love ice cream, I love chocolate, I love pork chop. But we're talking about dairy and PCOS. And that's what you're likely to hear. I was craving ice cream one day, so I decided to do a DIY using coconut milk. And though I was using organic ingredients, I was not pleased about the amount of sugar I had to use to get it to taste like ice cream. All we're consuming when we're consuming ice cream is milk and sugar. They put milk and sugar down the machine and sell it to us on the cone. And we call it a treat. They put milk and sugar in all these fancy different ways, like cheese and chocolate. They put it in these fancy ways. And we call it candy, we call it ice cream sandwich. Milk and sugar. Just milk and sugar. I tell you, I've fallen victim to this. How I wish I knew then what I know now. I used to buy convenience stores out of ice cream sandwiches. I used to eat them for breakfast. Loved ice cream sandwiches. I didn't like the ones with the color. I just like the plain ones. The 2 chocolate ones with the vanilla thing. That's it. I don't too fancy the colorful ones. But listen, I loved me some ice cream sandwich. Milk and sugar. Just milk and sugar. Now, the body does not distinguish between its naturally produced hormones, injected hormones, nor consumed hormones. If the body only operated off of its own naturally produced hormones, birth control couldn't work, insulin shots couldn't work, Clomid couldn't work, and all of these other hormonal things, they couldn't work. Because then the body would say, that's not my hormones. So they could not work. The body would automatically reject anything other than the hormones that was naturally produced by your body. But because the body does not distinguish between its naturally produced hormones, hormones that you consume, and hormones that you inject, the body does not reject any hormones. Hormones tell your body what to do, when to do it, and how long to do it for. But again, it does not distinguish between its naturally produced hormones, hormones that you inject, and hormones that you consume. Now, what does this mean? It doesn't matter where the hormones come from. As long as that enters your bloodstream, it's going to tell your body what to do. Now, dairy contains hormones, mostly estrogen.
Milk is a product that is designed to feed a calf, a growing calf. It's loaded with a lot of different hormones, primarily estrogen, okay, and also IGF, different types of estrogen. IGF is a growth hormone, and so is estrogen. Now, the hormones in milk can target the prostate, okay, the breast, the uterus, the ovary. When I was in practice, I found a high correlation between women coming in having fibroids and them consuming a lot of dairy. So you have milk, cream, half and half, sour cream, cream cheese, cheese itself, yogurt, butter. The fattier the dairy, the more hormones, okay? Now, I'm not against dairy, but some people are already estrogen dominant. They have hormonal imbalances. They may have a prostate enlargement. They may have cysts in the breast, as fibrocystic breast, or they might have a problem in uterus or endometriosis, which is extra growth tissue around the uterus, or they might have cysts in the ovaries, or even Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome as well. That's basically a condition where your androgens are too high because there are various cysts in the ovary stimulating that specific hormone. So if you have any of those, you definitely need to put dairy to the side for a while.
Now, estrogen is a hormone that's mainly produced in the ovaries. Now, during the ovulation cycle, the follicle-stimulating hormone matures a follicle into an egg. Once the egg matures, it then releases estrogen into the bloodstream. Once the estrogen level rises, it signals the pituitary gland in the brain to release the luteinizing hormone, which is responsible for pushing the egg out of the ovary. The estrogen also instructs the endometrium lining to thicken. That's why a lot of you suffer from endometriosis, but we're not talking about endometriosis. I'll save dairy and endometriosis for another video. But the follicle stimulating hormone matures an egg. The egg, after being matured, releases the estrogen. The estrogen then tells the brain to release the luteinizing hormone to push eggs from the ovaries. That's the ovulation cycle. The body does not distinguish between its naturally produced hormones, hormones that you consume, and or injected hormones. If the body did, birth control would be useless. Diabetics won't be able to take insulin. What purpose would these things serve if the body rejected any hormone other than its naturally produced hormones? They would serve no purpose because they would not work. But the body does it. Once that hormone enters the bloodstream, whatever that hormone tells the body to do, it's going to do. Because hormones tell the body what to do. What happens in the event your foods are loaded with estrogen?
Milk is a product that is designed to feed a calf, a growing calf. It's loaded with a lot of different hormones, primarily estrogen. Okay.
The estrogen hormone signals the pituitary gland in the brain to release luteinizing hormone to push a matured egg out of the ovary. According to some studies, cysts are caused due to unreleased eggs. Could it be that the dairy that you're consuming on a regular is telling your body to ovulate when you're not actually supposed to be ovulating, resulting in an egg being forced out of the ovary? Wouldn't estrogen contribute to the overstimulating of follicles in the ovary, seeing that estrogen is mainly produced in the ovary? Wouldn't the body think that this estrogen is coming from the ovary? If it doesn't distinguish between its naturally produced hormones, consumed hormones, and injected hormones, couldn't estrogen from anywhere tell the body what to do? The thing about it is, it's not naturally produced, so of course your body can't function like it should. Ask women who suffers from PCOS, what are your favorite foods? Ask women who suffer from endometriosis, what are your favorite foods? And ask women who suffer from fibroids, what are your favorite foods? Take a look at the diet of someone who suffers from sinus. It's most likely linked to dairy. The estrogen in the dairy is telling your brain to release luteinizing hormone to push eggs from the ovaries. The body is just going based on what the hormone says. The body knows, okay, well, the estrogen levels are high, therefore we must ovulate. Or if the estrogen levels are high, maybe she's pregnant, then you suffer from missed periods. And then you take birth control for it. That also contains estrogen to help balance your hormones that's most likely caused by the foods you're consuming. So you're taking birth control to balance the hormones that are imbalanced because of the foods you're consuming.